All right, this is just a quick video on how to put bases on your printed 3D minis. This is whether they're resin or filament FDM printed, doesn't matter. Here's a batch. These are resin printed ones, and from my previous videos, that's a batch of cat mages that I made in my Sonic Mighty 4K. Here's a batch of these guys, and then a batch of orc swordsmen right here, and they're FDM. Or sorry, they're resin. It's a Soraya Tech fast gray with a 15% tenacious Soraya Tech tenacious added, so that they're a little bit flexible, have a little bit of give. You can drop them. But all I did was you can print up bases on your own, on like in an FDM printer. That's what these came from. They came from my Ender 3, or you can print them up in resin as well. But this is a nice little batch I have. I have different colors to show you. Don't need to have just black or gray. They don't have to match your minis because you're going to prime everything anyway. So these are gray, blue, and white. These are blue, white, and black. Also, once you have a mini file, once you have a file for these, and I'll put the file. This is a base file made by a real popular and talented guy named Miguel Zavala. He's like the OG of 3D mini printing. 3D printing D&D miniatures. He's the guy that designed all 300 of the main monsters in the D&D monster manual and then printed them out himself. So he's the guy, I use a lot of his files. These aren't his. This is from a guy on Thingiverse. Just another DM, and then this is also from Thingiverse. They're both free files. I'll put them in the link, in the description of the video. But my point is, once you get the, I think these were 28mm, wide bases. Once you get the file, you can expand it. I have bases of all different sizes: big, small, gigantic. Some of these are actually bases they came with some of the figures, but most of these. And all of these are 3D printed. You got little tiny ones for small size for halflings and even pixies and stuff like that. But FDM is super cheap to print. You can print your own, and then once you have them, real easy technique. You cure your file, you cure your figures, and you can print them, clean them, cure them, and then you want them to have flat feet on the bottom. If they have something wrong with them, you can always sand them a little bit. Like if they have a nub. If they have a nub from your supports, you can always I take an X-Acto blade. And I clean the nubs off, get them flat, but you can also sand them flat. But these figures all printed pretty fat. This cat actually has some like light nubs or like scarring from the nubs that were from the supports when it printed. I don't care about those. Those are going to stick just fine. And this is all you do. You get a tube of crazy glue, or super glue gel version. There's crazy glue like the liquidy kind, the drippy kind, and then there's the gel version. Everyone makes the gel version. This is Scotch. This is Gorilla Glue brand that I haven't opened yet. There's Loctite. There's 99-cent store brand. It really doesn't matter. Super glue these days, is super glue. It's been around for a billion years, but you want the only main thing is you want to get the gel version because it doesn't run. All right. So you get your super glue. This tube's almost gone. I've probably put I don't know how many minis I put on bases with this stuff, but a lot. So let's do this. Get some bases that are the right size. These ones look good. Let's see how this guy's gonna look. You just size them up to your bag. Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect fit right there. I like to have them with a little bit of room. I know some people like to make really elaborate bases. I don't. I just like to play. I like to print a lot of figures and try and paint as many as I can. So I'm not at the level, and I'm not doing like contests or shows or anything, because I'm a very mediocre, beginner level painter at best. So I just get them on the base, and then I prime them on the same cover. I paint all my bases when they're finished. See this guy's base is finished, but this guy's not done yet. Just like I just paint them black because I think it doesn't take away from the figure. It just like shows like I want to show off the paint job on the figure. I don't really care about putting weeds and stuff like that. That saying, that's probably just me being lazy and me not having the skill to do it. But at the level I'm at, to be a beginner at best, I like to do it simply. So if you're more advanced, you don't have to do it. But this is a way to get your figures on bases. It makes it very easy. Take your glue. This is the gel. This is why I want the gel. Look, it just comes out, just a little tiny bit comes out. All you need to do is get a little tiny dab like around the foot. Like that's almost too much. Just that much. That's all you need. That's almost too much. I would say that's borderline too much. And then you're gonna put it down. Let's see if we can smush this down a little bit. My camera tripod just did the splits. Very aggressive. I usually put it on the table so it's a little bit more stable. Let's move this out here a little bit, and then see if I can get a good angle. Do it one-handed. I usually do it two-handed. Put them in the middle of the base, and then you get your figure there, and then you just kind of put even pressure. You don't want to push so hard on the mini that it like forms into your fingers and smushes in and sticks. You want to have it nice, just even pressure, straight down on the flatness of the feet. You can rock them back and forth at first. That's why the gel is good. The gel cures, or you know, it hardens slower, so you have a good 30 seconds to play with, if not more. Sometimes you'll put too much gel on and it'll come like, or crazy glue on, it'll come squish out sides. I just keep a Q-tip in my basket of bases. All you do is go on the side, boom, 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 clean it up with the Q-tip. I use the same Q-tip over and over. This one's kind of crusty. You can swap Q-tips out if you want. They're not expensive, obviously. And that's it. After about 30 seconds, and it's probably been about 20, 30 seconds, the gel settles where the figures will stand up. So then you just want to put them to the side, good 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, they're good to go. They're pretty. I mean, I'll paint them after 20 minutes. But the rule of thumb with me is like anything like with curing or painting or drying figures, I like to let them sit overnight. So get them here to where you can move them, put them on a shelf or somewhere overnight, paint them the next day. Same thing, something with a little bit bigger, wider base. Like again, this cat. See, these are scarring. This is scarring from the support that were on here. You don't have to sand it off. It's flat. It's flat enough. But what I want to show you is you don't need a ton of paint. You don't need a ton of glue. Just need a little drop. That's more than enough. If there's a cape overlay you want to do, you can put a little bit on the cape, but honestly, you just want enough in the middle part right here in the base. You just want to hold them on, so you're not trying to get crazy with this. Does smaller base work with this see if we can put a smaller base on this guy. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Sorry, I did it facing away from you, but long story short, put them in the middle and push them down. Boom. I don't overglue the bigger bases like this because I don't want it squishing out the sides, and a good way of preventing it from squishing out the sides is just putting up where it spreads out in the middle but doesn't shoot out. It's not shooting out in the sides. It's exactly what I want. And that little bit of glue that I put there and that you saw there, that's more than enough. Same thing, you want to give hold the top down, even pressure for 20-30 seconds per figure. Depending on just because like if you do it for like a couple seconds, let up, it can the glue can expand a little bit, and the figure can lift up just a little bit before it hardens or sets, and then you're not going to have as good of an adhesion. So yeah, 30 seconds or so, let this go, and then this guy is good to go. Like I said, in 20 minutes you can paint these. I like to let them sit overnight, but that's it. It's a super easy way. Again, the super glue, dollar store usually has 1 or 2 tubes for $1, or if you're at Walmart, I think I got a 6-pack of the Gorilla Glue for like I don't know, $2.99 or something like that. But you don't have to use name brand glue. The most important thing is to use gel, and the most important thing is print your own bases. Don't pay $5 for 10 bases online. These are great because you can make them any size you want. You can lower the thickness, up, down, whatever you need. Yeah, that's it. That is how to base your figures. I hope this has been a helpful video.